Hello everyone, my name is Rafal and I would like to welcome you to my vlog. So before we jump into today's vlog, I just want to make a quick announcement. I've been receiving a lot of emails from photographers, and the most kind of common thing what they've been asking is, and what they've been saying is that the place where they're living, or the areas where they are, there is nothing interesting, and they basically have no idea how to create those interesting backgrounds. So what I've decided to do, and I hope that's going to be very, very interesting for you guys, I've decided to create series of vlogs where I'm going to be showing you kind of step by step, but also I'm going to be showing you some different locations and different places, and I'm going to show you how to create those interesting backgrounds. The cool thing with the cinematic headshot is that you can really create interesting backgrounds in literally any location. You just need a little bit of imagination. You have to look at those places from kind of completely different angle, and you can start creating something which going to be extraordinary, will be unique, and will be just mind-blowing for your clients, for your viewers, and everyone who's going to be watching your work. So I just want to give you a little bit more detailed, I would say, informations about how to kind of look for them, how to find them, how to create them, and pretty much how to start creating something very, very unique and interesting. So today is I would say the vlog number 1, and I'm going to show you one of the locations which I recently found and how I create in my opinion interesting headshots, and I'm going to kind of show you behind the scenes. So one of the places which I found very, very interesting, and you guys probably know me from my work, I really like different patterns, I like colors, I like structure, and I really like some kind of texture when it comes to my backgrounds. And one of the places where you can find everywhere, and they basically all over the place, those are graffitis. And usually I know sometimes they're in kind of shady places, and like you don't want to take every type of client over there. But if you have someone who is interested and don't have issues to going to some of those places, I would definitely explore them, and I would definitely look for them and try to create something different. So the same happened in this case. So this is kind of the background number 1 which I can show you. So I found this very, very interesting place in Calgary, which is kind of place where there's a bunch of different artists creating several different graffitis, and I deeply believe that they were just stunning. I run into this place and I'm like, I need to do a photo shoot here. So I got my client and we've decided to shoot over there. And the cool thing about this place, I could create several different backgrounds literally in one place. It's just a matter of turning my lights all over the place and just shooting using different graffitis, and I could create several different headshots and with different backgrounds, and it kind of little bit different lighting too. So I've started with kind of setting my main setup, which is the main octa, and then the kicker light. And also because the way the kind of light was over there, I had to add a little bit of extra basically light to bring the colors and bring the texture to my background. So it was 3 light setup, the main light, kicker, and 1 speed light for the graffiti, and basically I did the shoot. So I found this place was very, very interesting, and I could shoot there for another 5-6 hours if I could, because I could I could definitely create something more interesting. When it comes to shooting graffitis, I think there's few tips which I would like to kind of share with you guys. You have to look for some kind of patterns, some kind of flow to them. People creating crazy stuff, and then you can basically kind of take parts of it and kind of include it into your background. So that would be one tip. Definitely I would suggest to add additional light just to kind of bring the little bit of texture and a little bit of color to it. You can definitely use those stuff, you know, and you can kind of bring them up a little bit in post-production, but I would definitely add a little bit of extra light to kind of you know, get a little bit of kind of boost to your background. Another tip what I would like to suggest is, you know, watch for the colors. You know, there's some, let's say, graffitis which are really dark, and I kind of show you the differences, which, you know, might be much more difficult to shoot, but there's some also really bright ones, so you can decide that, you know, which pattern and, you know, which direction you want to go and how you can kind of use them. Another stuff what I would be very, very careful. I've noticed that in my experience that there's some graffitis which have, you know, kind of swearing on them, and you have to be also kind of be careful whenever you're shooting in those kind of locations, so you don't kind of incorporate those I would say F words or, you know, F bombs into your headshot, because if you're gonna have a client and they will see that, then you will have to spend time in Photoshop to removing them, or, you know, kind of make them disappear. So those are the kind of little things which I found sometimes which were kind of on my way and on the way to kind of you know, they would need to be kind of adjust. But other than that, I think this is fantastic solution to create something very, very interesting. There are places where the graffitis are everywhere, and you can really utilize them, and then you can just create something very, very interesting. Cost you literally nothing. You know, also another advantage what I found when it comes to shooting graffitis, usually those places are kind of quiet, there's not too many people, so you can have this one-on-one time with your client and with the person you're shooting, and you're not going to be bugged by, you know, some bystanders or some people who are kind of walking around. So that's another advantage what I found, you know, shooting in those kind of locations. And the last thing what I would like to mention when it comes to shooting in those kind of locations with graffitis, try to kind of check it out, this place beforehand, so you know what kind of lighting conditions you will have during that time where you're going to be shooting. I found sometimes where, you know, the graffiti was kind of in the locations where, you know, there's a little bit of open space, and, you know, the sun was kind of hitting directly on the graffiti or had some kind of different angles or whatever, then might be a little bit of challenging. So the best, I would say, way to shoot in those kind of locations where you have graffiti in some kind of shadow area, where you can control the light, and you can kind of, you know, create amount of light hitting this graffiti, so you can get this, you know, specific colors and specific tones and specific vibrance of this background kind of the way you want it. You don't have to kind of challenge yourself with, you know, some, you know, light from sun, and you know, I know there sometimes might be huge issues, and I've been there and I've done them. So try to kind of make sure you check the place beforehand, so you know exactly what is happening during that time. So now I'm going to show you those images. Please let me know what you guys think, and please also tell me which one is your favorite one. You know, there are 3 different ones. I've checked, and I basically picked 3 different graffitis. There's way more. This place was just literally flooded with different art, with different stuff, and that was just simply amazing. I would definitely go back there. I also talked to the person who owns this kind of area and they own this building, and they told me that they change those every 3 months. So, you know, you can definitely you know, have those locations on your list, and you can definitely, you know, shoot different stuff all the time. And, you know, whenever you actually start kind of looking for those places, you're not going to believe how many of them there are all over the place, and then you can just snap the photo, kind of remember where that place was, and then you can just bring your client or the person you're shooting and just try it and see what kind of stuff you're going to get. And I'm sure you're going to be extremely happy, and you're going to be extremely excited that you've created something very unique and very different, and something which going to makes you proud. So I hope that was interesting. I would definitely like to hear your comments on this. If there's anything which you would like to add, or, you know, kind of, I don't know, there's something else which I've missed. So please feel free to make a comment or email me or message me. But that's the location number 1, which I really like, and I use them. I use those graffitis all the time whenever I have a chance, and I think they extremely interesting, and you can create very interesting backgrounds. So basically, if you don't have location for your headshot session, you look for some graffiti ones, and I'm sure there's a lot of them around in your area, and try to shoot something. And I would like to also see if you create some kind of graffiti background. Please feel free to send those shots to me, and I would definitely like to kind of take a look at them and yeah, just kind of give you maybe some feedback. But this is something which I highly recommend, and I hope you guys are gonna have a lot of fun with this. So thank you for watching. I hope that give you some new idea, and I will be creating another vlog very soon with completely different locations, so I'm sure that's going to be also very interesting. So stay tuned. Wishing you guys fantastic week, and I'll chat with you guys very soon. Bye bye.